Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Previously, I was talking about Edward Godwin, the architect responsible for designing Dromore Castle, County Limerick. Dromore was commissioned in 1866 by the 3rd Earl of Limerick and was Godwin's first large-scale private house. Quite rightly, Godwin took the commission extremely seriously, and the following year he set off to travel around the province of Munster, looking at old buildings from which he might derive inspiration. Accompanying him on this trip was another architect, Williamburgess, who had likewise recently received a substantial commission. This was for the new St. Finbarr's Cathedral in Cork City, unquestionably one of the finest examples of Victorian High Gothic in Ireland. Rather like Godwin, Burgess had little regard for such trivial detail as budgets. St. Finbarr's was supposed to cost £15,000. In the event, the final bill was in the region of £100,000. But the building's superlative interior, I feel, more than justifies that high price. Prior to embarking on a design for Dromore Castle, Godwin made a very careful study of old churches, abbeys and castles in Ireland. He also examined traditional Irish motifs found in ancient manuscripts and objects preserved in the Royal Irish Academy. This helps to explain why a round tower unexpectedly rises up in the middle of Dromore Castle. Now, round towers are traditionally associated with early monastic settlements, but Godwin had seen a round tower on the Rock of Cashel in County Tipperary, and since the rock had been the seat of the kings of Munster prior to becoming an exclusively religious site, he felt justified in including a round tower in his design for Dromore Castle. Nevertheless, the primary impression given by the finished building is of an impregnable fortress, like a medieval stronghold. It looks like it should be the setting for a series such as Game of Thrones. Again, there are reasons why this should be so. During his travels around Ireland in 1867, Godwin heard tales of an imminent Fenian uprising against Irish landlords. He therefore advised his client, the Earl of Limerick, to prepare the house for the possibility of an attack. Built with walls 6 feet thick, the castle has almost no windows on the exterior. This was where long and dark corridors were sited. All the castle's main rooms looked onto a secure courtyard and therefore could have larger windows to admit sufficient light and air. From Godwin's perspective, by covering the exterior with tall blank walls, his design was given greater authenticity, looking less like pastiche and more like an actual castle from the Middle Ages, such as that at Trim, County Meath. Only on the upper stories were there decently sized openings, too high to be at risk from assault. At the same time as he was designing Dromore, Godwin was also at work on another castle elsewhere in Ireland. And in the next episode, I want to look a bit at that building and the problems that it caused both the architect and his client. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete. Goodbye.